Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.
Hello and welcome to this edition of Going Public. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. And I got to tell you, I brag all the time about all the things that we do with our levees, with our levee district. And it's always good to have those people on with us. Angela Hidalgo. Angela, thanks again for being here.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
We appreciate it. The great Trey Middleton. Trey, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. Listen, we appreciate that and all of the things that you guys do. But this was something you got to do kind of a year in review and look and present and talk a little bit about what we've been able to accomplish here.
Yeah, so 2024 was a big year for us. You know, we had a major hurricane, we had change in leadership, we had new hires and some new blood on the team. So it's been quite exciting, and we're proud to present what we've accomplished this year.
Well, and y'all work so well together. It's one of the things I brag about all the time to whomever, about the ability to be able to really look and see our levee and conservation district needs, address those needs, and then other people come in and go, hey man, how'd y'all do that? How'd y'all get that accomplished? We got people all over the nation, sometimes internationally, really looking at some of the work that's been done here. And so that's remarkable. And so I'm excited that it's been a big year on top of what y'all already do so well.
Yeah, it has been. We've had other parishes actually come pay us some visits in the recent months asking what we've done and how did we do it. And so that's very flattering for us and for my team and my board to say, you know, if you want to build something, you don't necessarily have to wait for the federal government. You can do it on your own. Terrebonne is a fantastic example of that. It
really is. And taking the initiative. And again, it's about needs assessment and addressing the need and saying, hey, if we want to get this done, we need to start with us. And it's a really, really good thing. So, Trey, we were able to present some of this information, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we presented this information last night to our board for our last board meeting of the year, and just a few slides that we're looking at right here. So this is kind of just a little collage of different staffer visits that we had, major folks from the Corps, Major General Peoples. We had the H&C lot groundbreaking, you know, the largest infrastructure project in Terrebonne Parish, and then also the first Corps levee project groundbreaking. So it's been an exciting year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we actually, in that picture, we also had the Speaker of the House come down, and we wowed him with our Terrebonne, Terrebonne visits, and we went all over the parish, and he's actually scheduled some more visits with other cabinet members too. So we're getting a lot of attention, and this is definitely evidence of that.
Wow. Very, very interesting. And so hurricane season was interesting as well for us, right?
Hurricane season this year was a big one. We got, as you know, and we've come on the show multiple times, but we've closed the whole system twice this year, once for a tropical storm Alberto and once for Hurricane Francine. So this is an image of all of the gates in their closed position. It truly is a feat of my staff and my team that they can close the entire system within 24 hours. And they just are fantastic at reading the gauges and the tides and know when to go operate and protect the parish, actually, before a major event like this.
Yeah, and again, for people that don't necessarily understand, finding a way to pay for all of this system to protect us inside of the levee, and the best way to manage it and being able to close every one of those within 24 hours is just remarkable. Like, I think it's hard to fathom.
It is.
About how well finding the money, doing it, getting it to come to fruition, and then being able to close all of those, within 24 hours, again, it's remarkable for those 13.
So finding the money to build them is one thing,
right?
But finding the money to maintain them is also another thing. So that proves its challenges, but we've so far been able to, do some different type of creative engineering to make sure that we can afford to go and maintain these gates and and we're doing a great job because they work every time.
I know that's right. Even to the shock and dismay sometimes, where people go, "Oh, are we sure that's going to work?" Yeah, it does. Oh, are we sure that's going to work? Yeah, it does. And so, and again, it's about team effort and being able to do that. Go ahead.
And our team, adaptively manages all these different systems that hit us, whether it's coming on the east side of the parish, the west side of the parish, what the forecasted surge is, the sequence of closing these floodgates. I mean, it's not just like going and closing a door at your house where you just close it and it's closed. I mean, these are very intricate systems, a lot of pumps and electrical and mechanical features that, I wouldn't think anybody else, in the state has the ability to do what we do with our team that we have.
Well, and the dedication and support to some of the very important occupations down here and the industry down here, being able to communicate that out. I love that we spend so much time letting people know, giving them the information about going to the website, knowing what's closed. Let them navigate until they can't.
That's right.
And so there's a valuable piece to that as well. And Hurricane Francine was one of the more challenging, right?
Hurricane Francine, we experienced the highest storm surge that we've ever recorded in Terrebonne Parish, mainly on the eastern side of the alignment. But we were watching those LSU SARA models. We were planning for what we actually saw. We knew what we were going to expect. We knew what we could tolerate. We knew what the system could handle, and we successfully were able to survive that storm without major catastrophic damages.
The highest storm surge ever in Terrebonne Parish.
That we've recorded, yeah.
Right. Gotcha, that we've been able to record. And did it well.
We did.
Yeah. And so, again, a testament, we challenged those things back in the day of Ida, and held strong. And here we are doing that again in Francine, and we have all confidence that we'll be able to do that again. We're going to take a short break. We're very glad to have y'all both with us. And more importantly, we're very glad to have y'all as the leadership with what we need for our protection. All right, guys, we're going to take a short break. Do that as well with us. We'll be right back right here on Going Public.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights.
Hello, and welcome back to this edition of Going Public. Again, your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us, and we thank you for that. Very glad to have again with us Angela and Trey. Thank you all, and welcome back. Talking a little bit about the storms, I think it's really important to kind of go through. I love the fact that you were able to kind of chronicle how the impact of these storms over the years have really made a difference to so many people. So, Jay, let's pull that slide back up. Let's talk a little bit about the summary of these storm surge impacts.
So it's more than just how high the levee is. It's the trajectory of the storm and when it hits, and at the same time it does correlate with the height of the levee. So we put this slide together, basically going from Hurricane Juan, which kind of initially triggered attention for a levee district need, all the way through to Katrina Rita. Everybody remembers Katrina Rita in 2005, and then we had 2008 with Gustav and Ike. We had thousands of homes flood during those storms. And it was at that point in 2008 where we realized that we need to do something now. We had money in the bank and we had nothing on the ground. So we, as a friend said, money in the bank needs to be money on the bank. So we took that funding, we sold some bonds on that money, and we started building the initial lifts. So my board, through Tony Alford's leadership and in cooperation with the parish government and the CPRA, started to build the first lift of the system. And as you could see on that previous slide, the evidence is that in 2020, we had no home flood. In 21 for Ida, we had no home flood. In 2024 for Francine, we had no home flood.
11.5 feet.
And that was the highest recorded surge. Right. So that's a testament right there of all the efforts that these citizens in Terrebonne Parish, my leadership on the board, have done to protect themselves, and it worked.
And taxing oneself to be able, and you guys did the work on the front end too, selling some bonds and knowing what you needed to do to get things started, and then taxing ourselves and the knowledge and importance of that.
No, it's
Zero
important.
homes.
It's
Zero
amazing,
homes.
yeah.
Zero homes flooded. Last 3.
And we've got a lot of attention in the state for the efforts that we've done, and it's an exciting time to be in the Levee district business, if you will, right now.
It's exciting to kind of review some of these projects too. Huh? So Trey, walk us through some of those.
Okay, yeah, so again, leadership of our board and our partnership with CPRA, you're going to see there's some big numbers on these slides. A lot of money's been spent in the last year on these projects, or forecasted to be spent if the contract is still under construction. So, yeah, we could start with them. So, as part of what we do in house, we build our own mitigation. You know, we have a marsh buggy that's all that operator does. He goes out and he builds marsh terraces, which again help protect our levee, but also give us credit towards mitigation for our projects.
Wow. And so again, those areas in Cave completed. Right?
Correct.
And being able to do that. Go ahead, Jay.
And then we do have a borrow pit off of Aragon Road that we operate, or we hire a contractor to come and operate for us. We use this material to facilitate other projects that are in construction or do in-house projects as well.
I love it. Most people wouldn't understand what the need for a borrow pit would be.
Everybody
That
needs
just
a
makes
borrow
perfect
pit.
sense.
Right. And we take material out of there and stockpile it and respond to emergencies. I mean, it's just good to have, you know.
That's just smart. Again, it's like reserve, right? Why have money in the bank when you have money on the bank?
That's right.
Yeah, great line, by the way.
And this is our property. So this is phase 1 of our property, which is the groundwork, the civil site work. This will be the location of our new office / emergency operations center.
Oh my!
For Terrebonne Levee, it puts us in the heart of where we need to be around the levees, and that way we can respond quicker and be right there in the area of need.
Right, and so y'all money in the bank to money on the bank to y'all being on the bank.
Right.
Correct.
There you go.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Very good. All right, Jack.
And this is an exciting slide. This is the first core levee project along the Morganza. So this is the Reach A levee.
Right.
So this is an upper Dularge. This is the last levee gap, I guess you would say, in the system. It's currently in construction. A section of it is currently in construction by the Corps. So, they did a project a couple years ago in Humble where they did some preload for the upcoming structure, and this is the first actual levee project.
Yeah, and again, we've been doing this kind of on our own, and now we have the Corps coming in to partner with us, as we've talked about for the last year and a half or so, those monies that have been approved, and finally, not that it takes a long time, but the Corps has been able to catch up and nationally been approved for funds to come in, and now they're managing that with you.
And you'll see a lot more of this in the next few years. You'll see a lot of construction, between 2026 to 2028. You're going to see a lot of core projects in Terrebonne, and that's just amazing.
Yeah, and that's CORE and CORPS, right?
That's right.
And then, so again, we have those things that are at our core that we need to do, and we're partnering with the Corps. And to my knowledge, with everybody in leadership, that's worked out really well.
We have. I mean, Morganza's got a lot of attention on the federal level. We had visits from the Assistant Secretary of the Army, to the major generals through multiple districts have come to see us because we've done such amazing work locally, and we've got a lot of attention.
Yeah, and I think it's hard to kind of impress the Corps, because that's what they do. But we've impressed the Corps.
We have,
and they've been very, very open and honest about that. And so I think in a lot of ways they're very glad to partner with you guys here with Terrebonne Levee and Conservation District, and that's exciting. Sadly enough, we've got to take another short break. So we'll be right back. Thank y'all for sticking around with us. Thank you for staying with us as well. We'll be right back right here on Going Public.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank, It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Going Public. Again, your host, Keith Weissheit. Thank you so much for joining us. Very glad to have Angela and Trey with us again. And we were going through some of these projects. We're going to kind of fast forward to the locks, and we're going to start with the H&C lock. Let's talk a little bit about that one.
So this project is the largest public works project in history of Terrebonne Parish.
Yeah.
This is the lock complex phase 2. So this project is split into 3 phases. This is funded through CPRA by the Restore Act, which is the BP fine money. And you can see the very large number in the top, $320.5 million is the current cost of this project. This is going to convert the existing Bubba Dove floodgate structure into a lock complex. And you can see on the bottom of the slide, there's a rendering that shows what it's going to look like when it's completed. But this project is an environmental project.
Right.
It's going to stop the flow of salt water up the Houma Nav into the Houma area. So we're going to stop the saltwater intrusion, and also it's going to increase navigation. We're going to be able to lock vessels in and out. The current floodgate will stay closed most of the time, unless it's needed to open for a tow. But yeah, I mean, it's a monumental project for this area.
So it becomes a floodgate and a lock.
It does. It does.
Wow.
It has
I don't
fresh
know if
water.
there's a name for that, but that's remarkable.
Yeah.
That we've been able to do that. So again, biggest project in Terrebonne Parish, and again, the partnerships make it happen.
That's correct.
Yeah. All right, Jay, let's move forward.
Okay, so we can flip through these pretty quickly.
Okay.
But these are a few levee projects. So this is working from west to east. So we just left Dulac, and now we're heading towards Cocodrie.
Okay.
And again, you can see in the bottom of this slide the CPRA logo. You know, most all these projects are funding assistance and or funded by CPRA.
Go ahead, Jay.
And here's one that was just recently completed, and again to elevation 15. So that's the new goal. Our goal interim of elevation 15 for flood protection.
Yeah, and again, they're staying. That's still not high enough. They want to go higher.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, I keep listening. All right.
And this is a project that we hope will be going to bidding early next year. And that will raise these 2 levee sections to 15 as well.
And we want 15 across the board until we want 18.
Correct.
That's right.
Yeah, very good. Okay, Jason.
Maintenance, Angela touched on the maintenance aspect of these. You know, we have 15 floodgates. They all have to go within an 8 to 10 year maintenance dry dock cycle. So we're taking care of 2 of those this off season.
Okay. Oh, wonderful.
But notice the cost of that for 2 of those maintenance gates is $1.7 million of maintenance.
Yeah.
So the maintenance needs are going to be pretty steep for these structures, especially if we have an 8 to 10 year cycle and I've got 14 gates.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
doing a couple a year.
Right. Yeah,
So
and you
that's-
kind of have to.
that's a
Or
lot of
you got to
money.
spread it out.
That's right.
To be able to make sure. And again, with these multi-million-dollar projects and you know, hundreds of million-dollar projects require really good maintenance. We want them to last for a very long time.
We do. And
We
so
do.
that's going to be a challenge for us in the future is to continue to fund the maintenance. It's not just about building it. You have to maintain it if you expect it to perform for you when you need it, right?
Wow. Very good.
Yep.
I like it. Okay, Jay, we'll keep rolling through these.
This is an interesting project. So after Hurricane Ida, you know, we talked about the interior water rise and things like that.
Right.
So this project works in conjunction with what we did at the Cocodrie floodgate, adding flap gates to the structure. This is just kind of a rendering of what it's going to look like. It's currently in construction, but this is going to allow water to drain out of the system when the gates are closed.
Oh, I like it. Well, you can see the water draining out of the system at the bottom.
Yep.
And that's such a good thing. Very good. All right, Jay.
And then heading towards the Montague area, this is a levee that's currently in construction to raising it to elevation 14.
Okay. Gotcha. Jason?
And then Reach K over in Lafourche Parish
Right.
is
Connecting Lafourche and Terrebonne there.
Yeah, is a project that we're working on, and I'll let Angela touch on the funding.
So we asked our neighboring parish president, Archie Chasson, for some assistance because this is in Lafourche Parish. It does benefit Terrebonne Parish. And he was able to find some Go Mesa funding that he had unused or unearmarked funding. So he actually has agreed to give us $1.5 million of his Go Mesa funds, which is super huge for us. And it's not, I mean, he definitely needs to be thanked greatly for that because of that, we're able to finish that middle section of Reach K. So that's huge.
Again, you guys have heard me talk about it and you heard lots of discussions. The partnerships, I don't know any other area where you can go to your neighboring parish and say, hey, can you help us out? And they give you $1.5 million of Go Mesa money?
Yeah.
Like, that's just not heard of. But that's what you guys do.
Everyone is so supportive of this project.
Right.
I mean, they've seen it perform time and time again,
Right.
and it benefits all of us. It's not just about Terrebonne, it's about coastal Louisiana.
It's about all of us. Some final thoughts, Trey?
I mean, it's for the year. I mean, it's been busy. You know, I came over, started with the Levee district in May, and it's been great. And we're looking forward to a great 2025. You know, with the new administration, and you know, just all kinds of possibilities, and continuing to improve on these levees.
Yeah.
We have a joke I always tease Trey. I'm like, you know, government work is different than private sector work. Are you bored yet? And he said, not bored, not bored.
No, I don't think you guys would be bored. I mean, because again, when we're 15, we want 18. When
That's
we're
right.
18, we're going to want 20 or 21. We're very thankful. I'm thankful. My parents' home, my home, and all of our homes are safe and much safer because of what you do every day.
Well, thank you. We're happy to do
appreciate
it.
And I would like to give a thank you to all our consultants, program management,
Yep.
and also all the contractors locally that help make all this happen.
Can't do it without them. We appreciate
you
it.
so
Can't do it
much.
without you guys.
Merry
All right.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Thanks.
All right, guys, that'll do it for this edition of Going Public. But don't go anywhere. A whole lot more right here on HTV.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.